Hey, Mikey. Hey, O'Malley. Look, O'Malley got his sweater today. Do you know that this little fella slept half the night on Micah's bed the other night? I'm so excited. I would just really like for him to be in love with Micah.
Yeah.
You would too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Micah didn't like him at first because he was barking so much. And he settled down quite a bit. The only reason that he stopped sleeping in a room the other night, I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Oh, there's a cat. To go to the bathroom, and he got up and came to my bed. He would have slept in here all night long. Like, he's never, ever done that. Is that exciting, Micah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I meant to take a video before I got her all the way in the bed. We haven't had a CNA all day today. So Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. They called me this morning right when the CNA was supposed to get here. And I need just a tiny bit of time before I just jump right out of the bed. It takes over an hour to get Micah ready, so I didn't do all the things that had to be done this morning to get her ready for school, but I got her out the door, and hopefully nothing was noticeable that I didn't actually do. Oh, look. Tarzan. He likes to play with doors. He likes to sleep on top of Micah's bed, too. Hey, big boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mentioned to you guys, we've had more happen in the last week and a half than we've had, like, in the last 3 months. I mean, it's just been boom, 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 boom. So I mentioned in a video, and I will put, like, a little bit of video in another video. I'm just making a video now. I'm just going to upload it. But I'll take these little clips and actually put it in the editor so I can show you the car accident where Bronson totaled my car. So it started out, being an easy process, and it's gotten a little bit more complicated. Probably not technically more complicated, but more complicated for my brain here to process and today. So it was just officially on a voicemail last night that the car was officially totaled. I knew there was no way it couldn't be totaled, but I had to wait until insurance said for sure. So I'm getting back just a little bit of money to try to get me. Now you can see his sweater. Get me into something else. I was leasing a car, and I didn't like my car. I had a 2018 Chevy Cruze. I never liked it. But what's funny is I went back to that dealership 3 times. I'm like, yep, this is the one that feels right. Like, it felt good in my gut. That was the one to get, which is pretty funny. And then after I got it, I'm like, wow, I don't like this car at all, and I wouldn't recommend it. I was leasing the car. I wanted to get out of a lease. I've leased, I think this is a 3rd car maybe that I've leased. And I wanted to get out of leasing cars. But you have to have money to get out of a leased car. It's cheaper to get into a leased car. So what I'm trying to do is take this, like, eensy-weensy bit of money to pay for tax title license on a van, to a wheelchair lift van, a minivan. So I was thinking, maybe we could buy a cheap minivan, and then at the first of the year, because they'll only pay for one project per year. So there is $15,000 per year that can be used on one project. But when it comes to a vehicle, they will pay to put a lift in or modify a lift, and they will pay $10,000. A lift all by itself costs $5,000, and in the past it's only been $5,000 that they would put toward a vehicle, and that was just to put a lift into a van. We've always had really big vans, and all we had to do was have a $5,000 lift put in. I didn't realize until today, when it comes to a minivan, they need to lower the bottom, they need to raise the lift. Those conversions can cost up to $18,000. Well, we would only have 10. Well, when the first of the year comes, where are we going to get another 8,000? I don't know. We don't have another 8,000. So I'm like, okay, I guess that's not really an option. We need to find a van that already has a lift in it. They are very expensive. Haven't been able to get one so far. I've always got my money tied up in having a car because we have to have 2 vehicles. Now I don't have the car payment, so now we can I need that car payment to come down for our budget. So if I can get into a vehicle and bring the payment down, then that would cover insurance, and then it would cover more gas, because it's going to take more gas to drive a minivan than it did to drive my Cruise. My Cruise got on the freeway, it got like 32 miles to the gallon. It was pretty good. When I made my last trip, when I went to Branson and went to Oklahoma, it was getting like 36 miles to the gallon, because there's a little thing that would monitor your gas mileage. It was like amazing. And so I'm working on trying to figure out, there's a mobility place here in town that I've stopped at multiple times. I walk in, they know who I am, and the last time I walked in, I'm like, I don't have any money again today, but I just came in to have a conversation. So I went in there and we talked about, a few possibilities that they have. But I didn't have any money. I don't have any money for payment. I don't have any money for down payment, cash, nothing. So I called him up today and I said, okay, I've got just a tiny bit of cash, but I have to take the tax title license out of this money. What do you have? What's the cheapest thing that you have? So he's going to make some calls tomorrow and see what he can come up with. And the plan is to get Micah a van with a lift. Then we have the current van that we have that is on its last leg. William said it's starting to take more gas and it's just not working quite as good, besides the fact that the two side doors that you open on the side, one of them, if you open it, the door falls on the ground. Uh-oh, cat came in. Cat alert, cat alert. Cat alert. A cat came in here, Mikey Mike. Hey, you rascal, don't chase the cat. That's what he likes to do, is chase the cat. Of course, I have forgotten my train of thought. We are talking about a van. Oh, we're talking about the doors. So there's 2 double doors on the side. You open the one door, it falls on the ground. So we make sure we don't open it. On occasion, somebody else will, for some reason, be opening the doors on the van, and if we don't catch them, the door opens and it falls on the ground. And then the right door that we use, I literally pray every time I see that door open and I look at that hinge, because it is bent and that door one day is just going to fall right off. Then we'll have 2 doors laying on the ground. But I don't have any options to do anything about that van right now. But if we can get the wheelchair van, that one's number 1. If we can keep the other one going, then somehow we'll get into, maybe we can get some money together and find something super cheap that's used and, make it last for a few years. So that's what's going on with the car. Took Bronson in today. He already had an appointment scheduled for his concussion from the car accident. Already had that appointment. He got up he went to bed last night. Went to school, went to work, came home, and he said, I'm going to bed. I don't feel good. Got up this morning, not going to school. Okay, no big deal. You've already got an appointment today. I took him in. He's got strep throat. It's gone down into his lungs. He's on an inhaler. He's on a steroid. He's on a cough medicine with codeine. And he's on an antibiotic. He's on all kinds of stuff. Oh, you perked up and turned around. Did you have something you wanted to say? You gonna see your friends tomorrow? That's the sign for cry. But she's talking about seeing her friends tomorrow. She's talking about seeing Carly.
Yeah.
Carly. Uh-oh, the phone is fixing to run out of power.